This is a true story. A story about moving someplace I knew nothing about, and to be honest, the reason for moving was more about leaving one place than going to a new one. But the fact remains that I now call Brentwood, Tennessee home and have for nearly 20 years, and I intend to stay. But that's not the story. The story is, what did I find out about Tennessee living once I got here that's made me want to stay for nearly 20 years? And yes, I do have one regret. I came from Colorado Springs, Colorado, where I'd lived for over 30 years, raised a family, and I still miss the mountain air. But once I settled in here, it felt like home. The first thing that was in my face from day one was the weather. We moved into our new house in January of 2005, and it was cold. But not Colorado cold. This was different because it's humid here. And I've learned, or relearned, I guess, that humid cold cuts through a bit more, and it really did. The thing about Tennessee winter is it can be cold, gray, and blustery most of the time. Then there's going to be these short moments where it's a little bit warmer. Snow, though it does come, rarely sticks around. Full disclosure, lately there were 2 occasions where snow fell, temps were in the teens, and the roads here were tough for several days in a row. In our area, this kind of weather brings things to a screeching halt. I guess there's actually no screeching going on. But over the years, snowy roads for more than a day or 2 is actually kind of the rare occurrence. Close to zero temps seem to happen every season, and it's almost always for 5 to 7 days. But I can't recall it happening more than once per winter season for all the years I've been here. It's kind of like you brace yourself for the close to zero stuff because you know it's coming. Spring comes fast and it's gone faster. It's pretty much the same for fall. What I mean is spring and fall just last for a few short weeks. Let's talk about summer. Summer for me, the first couple of years was nearly intolerable. I was shocked at how hot it could actually get. That was the first time I had doubts about living in Tennessee. After 30 years in Colorado, my body was built for high altitudes and low humidity. So it took more than a minute for me to get used to no altitude and high humidity. Have you ever heard the phrase, it's not the heat, it's the humidity? I say bullshit. It's every bit the heat and the humidity. I couldn't get from my office to the AC in my car fast enough. But after a while, I got used to things, and though the heat can still qualify as miserable, it doesn't feel dangerous like it used to. I swear it used to make me feel like I was wearing a plastic bag over my whole body. Finally, on the weather, we do get thunderstorms, righteous thunderstorms. Several times a season, I'll be shutting down my electronics because of the lightning. You may have heard about the flood we had in 2010. That was devastating, but there hasn't been anything remotely close to that since. But heavy rains, when they come, will make people start telling their flood stories. Hey, I hope you liked this video so far. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you'd like to talk about real estate in Nashville and Williamson County specifically, please reach out. My contact information is below. Do we have tornadoes? Yes. During the afternoon and evening of December 9th, 2023, Clarksville and Nashville were hard hit by 7 tornadoes. The Clarksville twister stayed on the ground for more than an hour. Later in the afternoon, an EF2 touched down in Nashville and stayed on the ground through Madison, Hendersonville, and Gallatin. Those are all pretty much north and east. 7 lives were lost and nearly 1,000 homes and businesses were destroyed or damaged. Before that, on March 2nd and 3rd, 2020, a devastating tornado struck Nashville and traveled 60 miles east to Smith County. This one actually hit a property I was to close for a buyer the next day. There was actual damage to his building, but we did close. The fact is, we do have tornadoes, and the plain truth is some of them are bad. And like I said, I've personally been affected by one. If you're thinking about moving to Tennessee, just know this going in. Back in 2005, traffic in our area wasn't a problem at all. I live south of Nashville in Brentwood on I-65. Further south still is Spring Hill and other satellite cities. Homes down south can be more affordable and the population more dense, so traffic to and from Nashville proper could get busy. These days, 19 years later, it's nuts, even though Nashville isn't in the top 10 worst cities for traffic. In the morning going into Nashville, it's bumper to bumper. In the afternoon coming south, it's bumper to bumper. All the surface streets and throughways in Nashville during the rush hours is thick and slow. What about mass transit? We have some, but the reach is limited. But it's not absent. We do have buses and a train. Full disclosure, I've never taken either, and all I know is what I've heard. Expanding mass transit plans failed at the ballot box. The bottom line is mass transit in Nashville would be a massive undertaking, and so far the people don't have the stomach for it. In the meantime, if you're driving like most of us, we wait in traffic. Honestly, it almost goes without saying the nightlife, the entertainment in Nashville is off the charts. Not only is the music well beyond excellent no matter where you go, but lots of the bars are owned by country music stars like John Rich, Kid Rock, Alan Jackson, Luke Bryan, Blake Shelton, Jason Aldean, and Dierks Bentley. And here in Nashville, you'll see it in the news, they do hit the stage from time to time. Or John Daly, or Ed Sheeran, or One Direction, you never know. The restaurants downtown are excellent. There's the Symphony and of course the Ryman, the mother church of country music and all its concerts. I'm going to be transparent with you about this. After a while, I got over the downtown scene mostly because it's crazy busy all the time. People save for years to come visit Nashville, and for some, coming to Nashville is a dream come true. But when my friends come to town and I show them around, I'm like, I forgot how cool this is. Being a musician, Nashville was a fairly obvious choice for me. You can go see hit songwriters every night. If you like music, dancing, food, the fine arts, the classics, and good old country music, then throw in a bunch of bachelorettes drunk off their asses running through downtown, you're gonna love it here. I hate doing taxes. I hate it. So when we moved here and I found out there are no state income taxes, I was thrilled. You'll hear people say there may be no state taxes, but you're paying for it somewhere. That may be and likely is absolutely true. But every single year I am reminded of the beauty of skipping right past the state tax section. God, I love that. Let's talk about the housing market. Nashville and the surrounding area really got pumped up during the COVID calamity. Home values skyrocketed, cash was flying around like there was no tomorrow. A house would sell in a day, well over asking price, no inspection, no contingencies. It was stupid. In Nashville, median prices went from $280 in January 2020 to $440 December 23. That's just a taste over a 57% increase. Where I live, the median prices are well over $1 million in Franklin and headed towards $2 million in Brentwood. I'm letting you know, Williamson County is expensive. Davidson County, where Nashville is still expensive compared to the national average, but not crazy expensive like Williamson. One of the most exclusive areas in Nashville is Green Hills and Belle Meade. The homes there are estates for the most part. Politicians and executives live in that area. It's pretty neat to see. It's kind of impressive, really. But the bulk of Nashville is more modest. There's lots of older homes across the city and gentrification is clearly taking place. In Williamson County, the neighborhoods are beautiful, the houses are elegant and expensive, and the area, as I've said in my videos many times, come across polished and groomed. When I first got here, I couldn't put my finger on what made it so nice, and then it dawned on me, it was the clean streets and the flowers and the medians. Here in Williamson County, the schools are excellent according to greatschools.net. Nashville schools aren't rated quite so highly. If you're thinking about moving here and you got kids, research the schools. I'll say again, Williamson County has an excellent scholastic record, tons of award and community support. Of all the people that call and I have conversations with, how are the schools is one of the top 2 or 3 questions I get consistently. Williamson County is a wealthy county, and of course the school system benefits from that wealth. Honestly, the best thing about living here are the people. It doesn't matter where people are from originally, we all adopt sooner or later that Southern hospitality vibe. What I mean is, if you're sick, you get soup. If you need help moving a couch, you got neighbors who will step up. If you need a ride, just ask. Folks move a little slower here compared to the North, and I can judge because that's where I'm from back in the day. If you're in line at the grocery store, don't be surprised if there's conversation about how's your mom and ain't it hot today. Remember when I told you about the traffic? Here's something I found out, couldn't believe it. Even when the traffic is tough out there, most of the time, if you need to cut in line to get onto the highway, or if you're waiting for someone to let you into a parking lot, 9 times out of 10, someone will stop and let you in. They will stop, hold up the line behind them, and let you in. At first, I couldn't believe it was happening. It's not like that in Colorado, no offense. But over the years, it continues to be the case here. Don't get me wrong, there's still some pricks out there. But don't be shocked like I was when someone lets you cut into a line of traffic. When you get here, try not to be a prick. You'll hear a lot of talk about bugs if you're moving to Tennessee, but for me, they simply have not been an issue. For some people, they get swarmed. For some reason, I don't. I'm going to make a video on bugs soon, so keep an eye out for that. If you're looking for work, there are tons of jobs. The Nashville economy is very strong and lots of very large corporations now call this area home. Nissan, Amazon, HCA Healthcare, Bridgestone, Dollar General, and Tractor Supply, just to name a few. Whether you're entrepreneurial or working for somebody else, the business environment is very welcoming here. You should do well. I've mentioned Brentwood and Franklin a bunch of times. They're both in Williamson County. This is where I live. Again, Nashville is in Davidson County. The difference between Williamson County and Davidson County is significant. Williamson County is one of the wealthiest counties in the nation, number 22, I think, and Nashville isn't. It's not terrible, it's just not at the top. It's an older city that started out as a fort in 1700, got the name Nashville in 1784. Williamson County is very well known for its groomed appearance, good streets, low crime, very nice neighborhoods, very nice, and again, almost famous for the quality education. Williamson County is one of the most popular move-to locations in all of Middle Tennessee. I also want to say there is plenty of room left for you. My one regret? This may sound corny to some, but my one regret is I wish I'd moved here sooner. Colorado was super nice and I loved it, and I still do, but when I got here, for me at least, there was and still is so much more opportunity, in my opinion. Not only because of the music scene, but the business buzz is way more active. I put down some solid roots and I'm proud to call myself a Tennessean now. If you're getting value from my videos and you want to be the first to learn about the changing real estate market, hit subscribe and tap the bell. That'll help both of us. Thanks so much. See you later. Talk to you soon.